right. Welcome back to Enigma Stationery. This is Dan. And we've got a fun little activity today. Well, it'll be more fun if I don't knock the camera over. Now I have to fix that. One moment, please. All right, I think we're cooking now. All right, so today we are going to be making some custom ink colors. We're going to use the Ink Cafe set from Kuretake that we have up and available on enigmastationery.com. In fact, later today I'm going to update the product pages for Ink Cafe to make it a little easier to navigate to see the different products, because there's actually several different items. They're all currently under one product listing, but we're going to make that a little more customer friendly by separating some things out. The full kit comes with all of everything you need to do what we're going to do here today to make some custom inks. In fact, all these you see here on the desk in front of me are items that we made using the Ink Cafe kit ourselves when we were first testing it out before we offered it for sale. And it's a lot of fun. So you can see, because in the standard kit you get blue, yellow, pink, gray, and transparent pigments. That allows you to make just about any color of the rainbow that you can dream up. And then we also have several different items to then deploy the ink. The kit comes with a couple of the Karapo markers from Kuretake. That's this here. It's essentially an empty marker. It's got a little cotton insert that soaks up the ink you make, and then you've made your own custom marker. We also have a brush pen version where you make a little cartridge, and we'll do that here in a little bit. It'll be fun to kind of test out some of the inks we make together this morning. And as always, I like to have plenty of, I've got a roll of paper towels that you don't see off camera, in addition to my other cleanup supplies I've got around here. But I've got a jar of water, and then I've got an empty jar that I'm going to use for clean up and some other stuff, so I don't have to keep running back and forth to the sink. So one thing I've learned from experience with this Ink Cafe stuff is how important it is to take notes as you're going, because if you are making a color and it becomes something that you want to make again in the future, then it's kind of important to know what you did. Hello there to my significant other, spouse Michelle, there in the chat. Hopefully you'll get some company here in a little bit, but if not, that's okay. Michelle is always kind enough to monitor the stream to make sure that I don't have the volumes all messed up and all that. So what I'm going to do today, I wanted a nice white paper to do our testing on here. I'm going to move these old samples off, out of the way. And there's one hiding under there. So what I have here is it's the Nebula brand. It's their casual notebook. It's just a dot grid spiral bound notebook. I love this pretty turquoise color on the cover. You can see it's got orange here as well. We've got several other colors. I don't think I have them up on the shop yet. This is a recent addition, or we just got the shipment in. So I've definitely got some new item work to do. After we make some inks, maybe I'll preview some of the new stuff we've got coming over the next couple of weeks. Got some stuff we're pretty excited about adding to the shop. But this Nebula notebook's got it's a really nice bright white paper, and when we're mixing colors, kind of important to not have, a cream color or something else that might throw off what we're making. So we'll use this kind of as our. We'll flip it around this way, maybe. There we go. Get a nice and good spot in the frame for you there. And the Ink Cafe kit comes with this little graduated cylinder, this little plastic, and it goes up to its measurements up to 20 milliliters on this. So that gives you a good amount of space to work with. And if you're not familiar, the standard, it comes with a couple of empty bottles that you can use to put your creations in. We like to use these standard ink sample vials. And of course, us in the stationery community, we think of it as an ink sample vial, but obviously the science community probably has a different name for it. But at any rate, these 5 milliliter ink sample vials, if you didn't know, 5 milliliters is kind of that standard size. And so through the magic of volume, you can fit 4 of these in this little cylinder that comes with the kit. So for that reason, I mix pretty small amounts in here, because I usually only want probably 1 sample vial of a color. But that's cool, because it means your supplies will go quite a long way. And so what I'm going to do is, let's just start off by, let's just do something straightforward here. Let's do a little blue and yellow make green. So I've got my blue here. Actually, let me add a little more light to the equation. There we go. So I've got my blue, and shake it up a little bit. I haven't used these in a minute. And so I tend to measure this just in drops. So I'm just going to do, let's see, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 drops of the blue. And then 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 drops of the yellow. And I can already see, you can too probably, it's already turning green in there. But boy, that's not a lot of volume, and that's very concentrated. So what they give you with the kit is transparent. So kind of a dilution opportunity. So I'm going to put in, I'm actually just going to fill this up to the 5 milliliter line. So just like that. I've got a very vibrant green color. Let's see how it looks on the paper. So obviously, depending on how saturated I had the Q-tip there, you had some different shades. But I better take some notes here before I forget. And when I do this, I try to date and kind of notate when I'm doing different recipes. So I'm going to call this one so this will be number 1 with today's date, and it was so a little bit of chicken scratch as I'm scribbling quickly, but 5 drops of blue, 5 drops of yellow, and then I put here transparent to 5 milliliters. Fortunately, you don't have to make sense of that 5 milliliter marking later, just me. And so what I like to do, I've got just some file labels that I had laying around. So I'll take this and I'll write the date and the number on it. Put that here on my tube. And then I'm going to carefully pour one in the other. Top it off nicely. And there we go. Got my first sample. We might come back to that one here in a minute and jazz it up a little bit, but keep it plain for now. There we go, rinse out my cylinder, dry out my container here. All right, Michelle, what color should I try next? All right, Michelle wants purple. Do you want a light purple or a dark purple? Plum. All right, well, you're going to be my guide then. So maybe a little more on the red side. I've got my cylinder. I'm going to start off with, you know what, I'm going to flip it around this time, and I'm going to do the transparent first, and then we're going to, that'll give us a little more freedom to kind of play around with the shading. All right, so 5 milliliters of transparent to start with, and better get our blue and our pink here so we're ready. So let's start with just 1 drop of blue, 1 drop of pink, and I better mark it down before I forget, because when you're kind of going on the fly here, what I find works really well is you can just give yourself you do little tick marks, 1 for each drop. So let's mix this around. So that's a pretty classic purple. So I am not an expert in color theory by any stretch, but I believe we're going to need to go more pink if we're going to get to the plum color that Michelle's looking for. So I'm going to do 2 more drops of pink. And Michelle says we need to add gray as well. That's a good point. So I marked it down. I'm going to add 1 drop of gray. All right, let's see what that looks like on the page. It's pretty, but it's not plum yet. And what you can tell from Michelle giving me direction in the chat is when we do this on our own time, it's definitely collaborative. Sometimes what we like to do is just get a big sheet of butcher paper out on the kitchen table and use it as a big kind of playground for making little swipes of ink and all kinds of stuff. All right, Michelle says 1 more gray. Oop, that came out quick. Mark it down there. Oop, got a little green on my hand. That's all right. Job hazard. I'll use the other side of my cotton swab here. We'll put it right next to the other one. See how it looks. Not too different. That first swipe, I didn't have very much loaded up on the Q-tip. Just a little darker. I think we might need another pink. What do you think, Michelle? Michelle says go for it, so we go for it. Well, I wouldn't call it plum. Michelle might be right. We might have canceled out the gray by adding the pink. I'm going to go wild. I'm going to add 2 more drops of gray. Well, I don't think I'd call it plum, but I do think I like it. I like it well enough that I'm going to load it up in this marker. So there's our empty marker. Got the package stuck to my hand. All right. So with each of these, you get... try not to lose any pieces. So you get the marker body. You have the core, which... I'm going to go ahead and drop in here, because what you do is you just set it down in there, and you can see it drawing up that cotton core, and then you get a little plug to close it up, and you get this little label, so you can actually do a little marking on it that you can then put on the cap. So it's hard to see, but there is down in here, there is a feed kind of poking up that actually will hit the center core of the insert, and then that's what draws the ink up into the marker itself. And so I'm waiting for the center to waiting for it to be kind of fully saturated, because it takes it just a moment to fill it up. That's probably good enough. And what's cool is there is a little bit of a coating, like a plastic coating on the outside of this, so I'm not just soaking my hands in ink right now. So I dropped it in, and then by inserting the plug, that pushes it into that feed, and you can see it's already feeding it to the tip of the marker there. Not bad. Oh, in fact, I can ditch the ballpoint over here, and I can switch to... I'll take the rest of my notes with the marker we made. Although you must admit, the Mofusand multi-pen here is pretty cute. going to set my little stickers off to the side to dry. I know better than to try to stick those on when I just wrote on it. And then for the rest of this, rather than bottle it up, this is a good opportunity to try out one of our other Ink Cafe items. We have 3 different, they call it a lame additive. I believe that's just a translation of the word shimmer or glitter. I think it's just shimmer. And so we have a gold, a silver, and then they call it glitter additive. And so I think in honor of it being, we're pretty close here. It was just Fat Tuesday the other day in Mardi Gras season. Let's add some gold to this purple. So I'm going to give it a good shake to make sure that the particulate in there is distributed well. And I will tell you from experience that while these little bottles, they're around $20 a piece. It varies a little bit depending on which one. But boy, do they go a long way. In fact, I've got a little pipette here, and so I'm just going to the reason I know a little bit goes a long way is I knocked this gold bottle over on our kitchen counter not too long ago, and it was a very pretty mess. So I'm just going to put 1 drop of that additive in there. Okay, maybe I exaggerated a little. Let's do a little bit more than 1 drop. There, that was 2 more drops. Just give it a minute to dry. I'm going to put the cap back on. That's the mistake I made the time I dumped this all over the counter. Now, admittedly, the shimmer doesn't always show up on camera that well. See if I can get the light to hit it. I think you can see, particularly in here. It picks up real well. We've also experimented with just adding it to other inks in our collection and had some fun results with that. Because sometimes, I don't know about you, but I really like to deploy a nice shimmer ink in the right circumstance, but I don't necessarily always want a whole bunch of it. And I definitely don't like cleaning it out of my pens, so I tend to use it with dip pens only. Alright, so I'm going to tear this out. That is one thing I really like about this Nebula notebook, by the way, is the very nicely perforated pages. And you can see it held up pretty well to some of those pretty large, I mean, some of them aren't even dry yet, some of those big swatches that I did. Show through's not bad at all. Clean out our cylinder and go for the next one. And one more look at that. And it dried a little bit more. Actually, let me switch to the close-up cam here. Okay, let's do... Let's do kind of a... Let's just play a little bit, see what we come up with. We do sell all the colors individually as well. So if you get a kit, you tend to run through one faster than the other, you can pick up individual replacements without having to buy the whole kit again. So one yellow and one gray is getting us a very muddy kind of greenish yellow color, brownish yellow maybe. Michelle, I have no idea what you mean by can I move the notebook up? I know that note was from earlier. Drop some pink in there. I like where that's going. And a little more yellow. Trying to get us a little more into orange territory. Getting there. All right, at the risk of going overboard, I'm going to do 2 more drops of yellow. And it's a good thing I wanted to do 2 because that first one came out really fast. I think I like it. I think I like it enough to put it in one of these brush pens. So the way the brush pens work is they come with this little dropper, little mini pipette, and inside, when you unscrew the barrel, there are 2 cartridges, each one with, there's a little ball bearing, and that allows you to seal the cartridge once you filled it. So I'm going to do just that. And as you can see, the special pipette they give you actually fits inside the cartridge. So for people like me that make a mess, it's quite good news that they were that thoughtful. I still almost made a big mess. So I'm going to take my little ball bearing and I'm going to pop it in the top right there. You can see it shining there. So there's cartridge number 1. Let's make cartridge number 2. In this clever system, the ball bearing keeps it sealed until you're ready to use it. So what happens is that ball bearing gets pushed down into the cartridge when I insert it into the housing there. And so now, just like the marker version, that ink can flow down into the brush pen. I'll give it just a minute. In the meantime, I'm just going to slip my extra cartridge there into the barrel and put it back on. Patience is key here. You can see I wasn't being very patient. I was thinking I'd done something wrong, but the only thing I had done wrong was not waited long enough. It is starting to float now, but we'll give it a minute. I'll actually set it upside down there, let gravity help. And I really like this color we kind of ended up on, so I think I'm going to save the rest of it. Ooh, no, I'm going to use it as an opportunity to play around with another one of the glitters here. Let's go with the one that's actually called glitter. And it does settle out. It's not, it's not a homogeneous mixture. It really, so you do have to shake it pretty vigorously if it's sat for a while, which these have. I haven't played with these in a minute. Alright, that was a little more than I intended, but I put 6 drops of glitter in there. I'll give that a moment to dry. Let's see if our brush pen's ready to go here. That it is. I'm not very good with a brush pen, so I won't try to write anything. All right, I'm going to switch to the phone camera here and see if we can get a better look at this glitter. I don't know that that successfully picks up on camera. I couldn't see it very well looking at the screen while I was doing it, but it's very much on the page in front of me, so it's just tough to translate. I'll have to see if I can come up with a better method in the future. And I will say this too: I have found with and this is just really true of all glistening inks to me. A lot of times, it's not until I walk away and come back later in the day and really see the difference that the glitter makes when it's fully dried. But again, here, obviously, if you want to amp it up, this is maybe a little more subtle. But all you got to do is add more of the glitter. So that's kind of what I like about this, is that you have the opportunity to control it completely yourself. Ooh, and now I want to experiment with one more thing to do with the ink once you've made it. I'll go back to that original sample we made. This is a new item we just got in. I haven't even played with it yet, so this is kind of a live first look. This is also made, well, actually, this is made by a different company. This is made by Teranishi Chemical. It's the folks who make the guitar inks. And it's basically a marker that works, a big marker that works the same way this little Kuretake marker does. So, but here, let me take the cap off. So you can see it's a huge chisel tip marker. But when I take the cap off, it's basically got that its version of that cotton core already loaded into this glass bottle, and it comes with this little pipette. And I used Google Translate to read the instructions earlier. And so the way it works is you load your pipette up and then you slip it down on the outside. And I'm now remembering that they recommended using a chopstick or something similar to kind of make a hole for it. I'll see if I can use a Q-tip to do the same thing. Might not be strong enough. Oh, there we go. Because apparently you want to load up the ink on the outside, not in the middle. So we'll use this green we made. See if we can make a big old green marker. It's working. I think I need more though. So you can see it's starting to fill up that core. I'm just going to kind of keep going until I've used this whole sample here. Hopefully that's enough. I guess if it's not, we can make more. As usual, I'm not seeing Michelle's very helpful comment until it's too late. Michelle suggested tweezers. And yes, that would have worked very well had I seen that in time. So you can see there's still quite a lot of white in the center there, so I may need to mix up some more. We'll give that just a minute to soak in and see if it's enough on its own. I'm going to go ahead and make up some more of this green. And fortunately, because we took notes right here off camera, I have our recipe. 5 drops of yellow, 5 drops of blue, and 5 milliliters of transparent. I can see pretty clearly that it's able to absorb because when I squirt it in here, you don't see the liquid very long down in the bottom of the container. That's probably enough though. So you can see there's the kind of wick that's going to go down into the center. And I guess we'll know it worked when that chisel tip turns green. good news. I see a little bit of green right there. It's happening. Great minds think alike, Michelle. I was also thinking about capping it and sticking it upside down, so I'm going to do that. And I'm going to set it off to the side for just a minute here. And so that's kind of, there's some fun with Ink Cafe. I'm going to set those items aside. And I want to show you some fun stuff we've got coming to the shop here pretty soon. Some of it as soon as this afternoon. So the first thing I've got, so I mentioned those Nebula notepads. I just need to get those listed. Those are in stock in a couple of colors. But the one I'm very excited about is right here. And those of you who are planner people will recognize this right away. Some of you who aren't planner people might too. This is a traveler's notebook. This one is mine, and flip past the long to-do list I have, but you can see this is the one I've built out for myself. And you got the weekly calendar here, along with the pocket in the back and some other stuff. But we have officially been added as an online partner for a Travelers Company. So we're going to be launching later today the full lineup of Travelers items. There's a few things that are back ordered currently, so there will be some immediate out of stock items, but the full line will be on enigmastationery.com. The different covers and some exciting news coming in that pretty soon, and just a lot of fun stuff. If you're I'm a big fan of systems that really let you customize how you want to use your planner. And I know it's called Travelers Company. I'm a homebody, but I have a day job and I have the stuff we do for Enigma Stationery, and obviously with an 11-year-old, we have lots of other activities going on. So being able to develop, my way of, planning and prioritizing, tracking the many to-do lists that I have. I love that about the Traveler system. So it's really cool to be able to add their products that are made with such great quality to our shop. It's really it feels like they're very much aligned with the way we think about stationery, and it's going to be really exciting to have these and to be able to have them. I look forward to meeting in person some of the great folks at Travelers as we make it out to some of the pen shows this year, and other partners as well, and just fans. So we'll look forward to. I'm still relatively new to the Travelers ecosystem, so I look forward to learning a lot from the experts out there in the planner community. But yeah, really excited to have that on our shop, and we'll do some more in-depth videos probably coming soon as well. I don't expect this to be the last time it'll show up here on the channel. Let's see if our marker is green yet. Look at that. So I gotta say, that's super fun. So we made this color ourselves, mixed it up just how we wanted, and now we have our very own custom chisel tip marker. And the inky fingers to prove it. That's great. I love that. That's a lot of fun. We spotted this item ages ago and have been trying to source it for quite a while. So hopefully this is a predictable supply. We'll be able to get back in stock soon. But I think we've got 8 or 10 of them in that first shipment that'll be up on the shop. We'll get those up later today. That's a lot of fun. I don't have the final price on it yet, but it's pretty reasonable. I think that's pretty cool. One thing I should note, if I didn't say this earlier, I'm going to say, and if I did say it earlier, I'm saying it again. These ones that are really all of them, even the brush pen, with the glitter additives, the lame additives, they do not recommend using that with these because they will just clog up. These aren't made for that particulate to flow through. It's really just liquid only. So save the glitter additives for your dip pens and obviously if you're more adventurous than me and like to put those glitters in your fountain pens, go for it. At least I don't have to clean your pen, so I won't tell you what to do. So yeah, that's exciting. I'm excited to make some more custom markers. Maybe I think we actually have a recipe from a prior experiment of what we would call an Enigma teal that kind of matches the color of our logo. So I think we're going to have to make our own chisel tip marker with that as well. So before I wrap the stream up today, I think we'll be back with another ink swatching stream here pretty soon because I still have a ton of inks to re-swatch to be able to photograph and get updated listings on the shop. But in the meantime, because there's no rest for the wicked, let me show you some new inks that we'll also be adding soon. A couple of new guitar inks. There's 4 new guitar inks. We only got 2 in our first shipment. The other 2 are on their way. So inside a few weeks, because they're import products, so they take a little bit. But the Traveling Sepia and the Orchestra Tangerine, we'll have those up on the shop pretty soon. And then there's a Sodalite and a Mint coming behind those, and more fun inks from the folks at Teranishi with their guitar ink line. And speaking of inks, I've seen these popping up on some different shops. This is the next 5 of the Sailor Yurameku series. I haven't even swatched these up yet. These are literally sitting here for me to do that. So those will be coming here soon. Speaking of Sailor, this was a fun item we picked some up of. This is their Sailor ink pen. I haven't even opened these yet, so let's play around with these. So $3 per packaging, really pretty packaging too. Not that we expect anything less from Sailor, but you can see the 3 colors there. These are from their Studio series, so they're the numbered inks. 435, 473, and 943. And then I'll just get the others out here too while we're talking about it. So this is 243, 640, and 941. Those are some lovely blues. And these are dual pens, so you've got a brush tip on one side. Very nice. and just a fine on the other. It's a little hard to see, but the number is right there on the barrel. So now I do think it's interesting. It's not on the cap though, so don't mix your caps up, because the color is only on the one cap. Now hopefully you'll be able to match up. That is actually quite true. Not always the easiest thing to match plastic to an ink color. That one's maybe a little bit, I think I lucked out on the first one I picked. This one's a little bit further off. The light blue is a really good match. Oh boy, that's a hot one. That's a fun, kind of goes a little bit into the coral space, but it's almost fluorescent. I love it. Okay, so I'd say 5 out of the 6 were really close to the cap color. It was really just this one. But yeah, I don't envy the person who's in charge of trying to color match, hard plastic caps to ink colors. So we won't give them too hard time on that, especially when they hit it real close on the other 5. But yeah, these are fun. These will probably be up on the shop either later today or if not, within the next week. Those are fun ones. So the 3 packs of those. All right, the desk is getting messy, so I'm going to do some quick hits. I won't promise when these items will be up, but this is just going to be some quick preview of some new stuff. So, see here, we've got a new card for the greeting card part of the shop there. This is a 3D card that pops open, a little nice for spring, a little bunny with some sakura. Instructions on how to assemble it in the back. New Mofusand items. Got a notepad with multiple designs. And some new sticky memo pads with similar designs. Got some new letter sets here that we think would be pretty fun. Each one comes with, here, I'll just open up the bunnies here. So each one of these comes with it's a fuzzy seal for the envelope, 4 of those. So you get 4 envelopes, 4 pieces of paper, with coordinated designs. It's a top flap envelope. That's a little bit different, a little fun. So wonderful to send notes to whoever you'd like. Maybe even future you. Sometimes that's nice. You get write yourself a note, stick it in a box, stick it somewhere you won't find it for a while, and then like a little time capsule. That can be fun. So I almost hesitate to show these, but they're too cute not to. We don't have a reliable supply yet, so I don't know if these will be up on the shop. They might be something that we do as a giveaway or something else at some point, but These are Mofusand figurines. They're little, if we were in Japan, they'd be in a gachapon machine probably. But this one, holding the little tempura shrimp like it's a baby. Tempura shrimp head. Some very popular stickers on the shop have been with these tempura shrimp designs. This one, it looks kind of like it's using it like an inner tube. So, like I say, I don't know when those will be up on the shop, if they'll be up on the shop, but they're cute and I had to share them. And one thing that will be up soon is we felt like, well, why stick only with the Mofusand cute stuff? Here's a new character. I will not get the pronunciation right, but it's Shiroi Usagi-chan, and I know Usagi is bunny in or rabbit in Japanese, so that it clearly is. You've got this very curvy, cute bunny. You got some flake stickers and a notepad. Multi-design, similar to that Mofusand notepad we showed a minute ago. So, if cute cats aren't your thing, maybe cute bunnies are your thing. And yeah, so that's I think that's everything I wanted to throw in front of you all today, and had some fun making some inks. I'll look forward to next time. Oh, a hot tip from Michelle on those Sailor markers. She says they work like watercolor markers when you brush over them with a paintbrush and water. So they must be, let me get my terminology right. I think that must mean they're pigment ink. It's supposed to be in water-based, so you can then use it in your art and paint over it. Oh, I guess we can test that right here in a very unscientific way, because I've got a jar of water right here in front of me. Well, they definitely smeared, so they're not waterproof. But maybe I misunderstood Michelle. Maybe that's what she's saying. That's for people who are artists, which I am not. Perhaps that is an actual technique where you would then kind of blend something with water like that. So yes, I misspoke earlier. Disregard that, but there you go. All right, well, I was just about to sign off, and I realized there's a couple more new fun items. If you haven't seen these metallic pens, they are loads of fun. Now, once again, we're going to be playing the How Does the Glitter Show Up on Camera game, because these are super glittery. But hang on. Yeah, I don't think that came through at all, but I gotta tell you, these are loads of fun. To whether it's in your planner or you're writing a note to somebody, you want to jazz it up a little bit. I mean, these are just loaded with shiny bits, so they're a lot of fun. So those will be up as well. And then I was using one earlier, but we've got a couple different of these Mofusand pens. You've got black on one side, red on the other, and a couple different shark designs and a bunny. And you can see the little bunny ears and shark fins are how you click those pens. All right. Well, on that note, I've got a big mess to clean up here, so I'm going to thank everybody for watching, and we'll be back with you next time. We're going to do this pretty regularly on Sunday mornings here on Twitch at 9 a.m. on, well, that's Pacific time, so wherever you're located. But California time, it'll be 9 a.m. Sundays, and we'll be back next week with more. Thanks for watching.